Hello, and in this video, we're going to look at some foods that could be contributing to seizures, specifically gluten, which is found in wheat products, and casein, which is a protein in dairy products. So let's look at these and see why they could be contributing to seizures. For many people, especially people with sensitive nervous systems, gluten, the protein, and casein cannot be broken down, and instead they are in the gut creating inflammatory byproducts that are crossing the blood-brain barrier and creating inflammation, which can lead to more seizures. These often can cause a leaky gut where these compounds can excite the neurotransmitters. They can increase the glutamate activity and reduce the GABA, making conditions that are more favorable to having seizures, aka lowering the seizure threshold, which for anyone, if they have a low enough seizure threshold, they can have a seizure. And yeah, this is exciting the brain and creating toxicity in the body. So if you have epilepsy, maybe this is something to consider. I'm not saying completely cut gluten and dairy from your life, like all at once, but maybe be aware that there's a price to having seizures, and like eating a pizza, that may not be the best thing to do. Maybe like take a couple of bites if you really want to. But if you really want to reduce seizures, this may be a key thing to do, is kind of skip out the inflammatory foods that are causing more problems for the brain, and even foods that contain many chemicals, because these chemicals the body has to process and detox and go through the organs of elimination. And for many people with epilepsy, their organs are not even working so well. There's a lack of harmony going on in the body. So the more you pump the body full of processed garbage, then the more likely seizures are going to happen, the more likely we are going to feel worse. And then the problem will steamroll until we start reducing foods that cause toxicity. And I know it's really difficult because lots of the epilepsy medicines, they make us feel like crap. So we're going to want a quick fix, which is maybe eating some like pizza or eating some gluten that's going to give us this like morphine feeling. But there's a cost to it. And the cost is it's going to lower the seizure threshold. So many studies, especially in epilepsy and neurodevelopmental conditions such as autism, they found that just by removing gluten and dairy, they could reduce seizure frequency and often the symptoms of autism. And this will improve clarity, mood, and energy. For me, if I eat gluten and cheese, I can get a stuffy nose, my face gets inflamed, and I feel terrible. I'm more likely to, you know, go downhill with this and just start eating more worse things, crave other things. And it's going to like feed the microbiome in our stomach with not just the things that create worse conditions. So if we start cutting gluten out and dairy, this is an easy way to reduce seizure frequency and start living a healthier life. I cannot recommend this enough. It's not going to completely stop seizures for most people, but it's going to create space for healing, to reduce triggers, and you may feel amazing. I myself try not to eat gluten as much as possible. And when I was really focused on healing from epilepsy, I was super strict on not eating gluten. And there are really amazing alternatives, such as quinoa, such as buckwheat. And people say like rice things are okay, but I tend to stay away from those, as well as they're slightly mucus forming, which is a completely different topic. But there are a lot of things to consider with the diet and epilepsy. Some people say that their seizures can be caused by low blood sugar or even too high blood sugar. So this is also something to consider. And yeah, I hope you found this video useful, and good luck on your journey.